will never forget one of my first chemistry labs in college. We were tasked with the project of taking salt from a solid state to a liquid state and back again. If you know anything about science labs, you know that every single step has to be documented while following the step-by-step guide throughout the process. Every time I made it to the final part, something would go wrong. The TA came alongside me and tried to help, but even with his help, following the guide, it wasn't working. My frustration kept growing with each passing minute. I felt like I was cursed. Finally, we had the thought to change stations, and into an hour after class had ended, everything finally worked. The issue was a faulty Bunsen burner. As long as I had stayed at that station, it didn't matter how well I followed the guide. I was destined to fail. However, a simple change of course or stations, and I was freed from that curse in class. Have you ever been in a situation that made you feel cursed? That no matter what you did, you couldn't seem to succeed? Like you needed something maybe outside of you or what you could do to break free from that? In this passage, Paul is talking about curses and the key to break free. The Judaizers are trying to tell these new followers of Jesus, the Gentiles, that they need to follow the law of Moses, which was like a step-by-step guide on how to observe the law and obey God. However, we see all throughout Scripture that the Israelites failed at this again and again. Old Testament Scripture says, "Cursed is everyone who does not observe and obey all the commandments that are written in God's book of the law." No one had been able to succeed at that, no matter how hard they tried. The guide could only get them so far, but what they really needed was a change of course, something, or rather someone, outside the guide to help. As long as the people tried to simply follow the guide on their own power, in their own power and strength, they would fail or be cursed. Jesus came to rescue us from that curse, becoming the curse himself so that they and you and I could be freed from this. This freedom is not found in our own power and strength, but in Jesus Christ, and Jesus Christ alone. When we understand this, it's freeing. And it's not the kind of freedom where we do whatever we want, but it's the kind of freedom that lightens the burden and the frustration that can come from failing in our own efforts. Do you need freedom today? Has a futile effort of trying to adhere to the guide or the law of Moses kept you in a place of frustration and feeling cursed or destined to fail? Make the shift that comes when you have Jesus and you accept that he came and died for you. Switch burners, so to speak, and drop the curse so that you may live in the blessing and freedom that is found in Jesus Christ and his strength.